If you're using performance mode, that might be the reason why you actually experience FPS drops in the new Fortnite season. Let me explain. A lot of people actually don't cap their FPS properly, and if you don't do that, you have potential frame timing issues. This is when your GPU renders frames faster than your monitor can display. As mentioned, this can cause frame timing issues, micro stutter, and all of that. So therefore, we actually need to cap our FPS in order to enhance stability, especially since performance mode runs on DirectX 11 and frame timing issues appear more often on DirectX 11, since it doesn't fully utilize multi-core CPUs. So therefore, you can see as well, guys, that I have my FPS here capped actually on my 240Hz monitor on 237. And you're asking yourself why 3 FPS underneath? Well, basically to give my monitor a slight buffer and also prevent screen tearing. So therefore, if you're experiencing a ton of stutter, it might actually be super worth it to cap your FPS just a tiny bit under your maximum refresh rate. But keep in mind, this only makes sense if you're playing on at least 120, 144Hz, and of course everything above. And all you gotta do for this, guys, is go into your Windows search bar, type in the %, 10%, open up the folder, go into local, press F on your keyboard for Fortnite game, then you can already see the saved one, click on the config, and then Windows client. In here, you're gonna press G until you can find your game user settings, double click onto it, and this is exactly where we get this now. You just gotta scroll down a little bit. It should be somewhere here underneath your resolution sizes X and Y, and there we go. Frame rate limit, guys. Mine is set to 237, as mentioned, especially on DirectX 11, and since a lot of people use performance mode, of course also in performance mode, since it's based on DirectX 11, this can actually fix your frame drop. So therefore, make sure to apply this here, click on the save, and you're chilling. And of course, guys, the most important part is as well your ping. This is why you see FNCS winners like Mero, Asian Jeff, and many more pros use GR Booster. The best part is, with my link in the description, you can actually try it out for absolutely free, guys. GR Booster is gonna look for the best DNS server in your near, always making sure that you have the lowest and most stable ping. Even if you already have really good ping, guys, it's still worth it because it's gonna make it way more consistent. The GR Booster is gonna actively in the background search for the best DNS servers, always making sure that you have the best connection to Fortnite. As mentioned, check it out for absolutely free with the link in the description, guys. For the next step, guys, you want to open up your file explorer, then click on the local disk C or where you have your Fortnite installed. For most of you, it's gonna be this one. And click on the program files, then you're gonna find in here Epic Games and then probably Fortnite. Then you're going to click on a Fortnite game, binaries, Windows 64. Then you're going to scroll down a little bit until you can find your Fortnite client Windows 64 shipping exit. Right click onto it and open up your properties. And once in here, you want to look for compatibility on the top and make sure to actually check disable full screen optimization. Also change high DPI settings and override high DPI scaling behavior. This one you're going to put to application, click on OK and click on apply again. This next step is super important for PCs with 4 to 16 gigs of RAM. What you want to do is go into your Windows search bar, type in the performance until you can find adjust the appearance and performance on Windows. And once you're in here, guys, you want to click on the advanced. Make sure to go here under virtual memory, click on the change and uncheck automatically manage paging file sizes for all drives. I know I've been covering this a lot on this channel, guys, but this is such an important feature which I still see so many people, especially on weaker PCs, not utilize. Your virtual memory is so important. Let's say you have only 8 gigs of RAM or something like that. You're playing Fortnite, you have Discord running and all of that. Once your standby list is actually once filled up on your RAM, this is going to drastically decrease the performance of your Windows PC. So what you want to do is set up your initial and maximum RAM size. What your PC then does is it's gonna put stuff on your virtual memory. This is where you have to set it up correctly. Other than that, it won't work. Now I'm gonna give you an example for 8 gigs of RAM. Of course, it's different for everyone if you have 8, 12, 16 or 4 gigs of RAM. But what you need to do, 8 times 1024, since 1 gig of RAM is 1024, then you gotta put in for your initial size 8192. Then for your maximum size, you just simply gotta double it by 2. So therefore 16384. As mentioned, this is for 8 gigs of RAM. If you have 4, you're gonna type 4 times 1024 and so on and on. But make sure that you set this up properly, guys. This is super important. This next step is more beneficial towards Windows 11 users, guys. If you have Windows 10, you're most of the time chilling, but Windows 11 has still a lot of issues, guys. So therefore, updating your Windows system once in a while should be good to go. Just simply check it maybe once a month or something like that, or do your Windows updates whenever it pops up and you're chilling. This can already fix a lot. And next up, guys, what's also super important is that you use a tool like Hardware Info to actually check your system temps, especially during summer. Click on the link in the video description, there you can get the latest version. And once you're in the tool, we're going to click on the sensor here on the top left, guys. That way we can now see all of the temps of not only our CPU, we can also see all the temps here of our GPU when we scroll down a little bit, even from our memory and all of that stuff, guys. So therefore that's a very handy tool. My GPU is currently running 38. So therefore what I want you to do is play 1 or 2 runs of Fortnite Fortnite, check your temperatures, and then see if they are maybe the problem you're getting stutter, because if your PC is running way too hot, you're gonna get thermal throttling. This is also where I can recommend you another very good tool, which is gonna be called fan control. With this one, you can basically set up any fans in your PC to spin even faster, like your GPU and CPU fans and all of that. Then once you're here in fan control, click under OK and click under yes, so you can actually make a manual test of all these sensors of your motherboard, GPU, CPU, all of that. As an example now, you can click on these three dots, go under manual control, and now set up the fans on your GPU manually. So therefore, if your GPU is running too hot, you can just simply bump it up to maybe something like 80% RPM. You can do it for every single fan individually, which is on your GPU. So therefore, I can now put it to 80 degrees. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit louder, but the only thing which you kind of gotta do is, if your temps are too high, just force your fans to go a little bit faster. That's the easiest and best way to do it. Especially the ones on your GPU are gonna help the most. And another very common mistake, guys, is that most people actually don't have the Windows PC properly set up. So therefore, I made a full entire guide, guys, how to tweak your Windows PC for gaming in 2024. Make sure to check it out right now here, guys. It's right now on screen. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe.